Brought to you by Northfield Lumber. The Brewers were able to take the series against the Tigers thanks to a 5-1 win yesterday afternoon. Cater Montero was up from Toledo to make the start on the bump. It was Jekyll and Hyde for him throughout, though. He struck out 8, but served up 3 homers. Spencer Torkelson hit a solo shot, ending a scoring drought of 18 innings. Brant Herter and Will Vest threw 3 combined no-hit innings after that. The Pistons had their postseason media avail yesterday. Head coach J.B. Pickerstaff wants his group to stay loose. The NBA play-in tournament continued last night as well. The Heat defeated the Bulls 109-90. The Mavericks defeated the Kings 120-106. The Red Wings defeated the Blue Devils 5-2 in New Jersey. Detroit scored the game's first goals between Berggren, Comfer, and Larkin. One more regular season game left. MSU defensive end Anthony Jones headed to the transfer portal. If he in fact leaves, it will be his 4th school in as many years. Last year he logged 2 sacks and 3.5 TFLs. At the Corwell Health Sports Desk, I'm Jeremy Otto from Oregon at 97.1 The Ticket or Odyssey.com.
Good morning on a Thursday. Jim Costa, John Jansen, Heather Park, Gov, and Greg behind the glass. Jeremy Otto on the updates. We got a jam-packed show. Got 2 Grand Slam. We're moving Dear John up 6:35 today because late in the show we'll be carrying Brad Holmes' press conference live just after 9 o'clock as he gives his pre-draft thoughts.
Yeah, excited to hear nothing.
That's the thing, right?
I don't know what. I mean, people will ask questions and he will give answers, and then we will talk about those answers, and we will have pretty much still be guessing.
You don't think he's going to come out, wheel out a board, and go through his top 28 players in the draft?
You know what? It would be awesome if one of those guys would give a mock draft. A mock draft from, and even if this was one of those,
trolly one?
The Athletic does a sources say, and general managers across the NFL, this is the mock we've put together after talking to them, and they gave us honest answers.
What if you asked him what do you think is going to happen in the first 5 picks? He's not picking in the first 5. I'm just curious what he thinks is going to happen. Could he answer that?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. No.
He won't.
He won't.
Or there's always strategic reasons.
Is there a first-round quarterback in this draft? I would love it because they're not in the market for one. They're picking 28.
Yeah, you almost feel like those are more enlightening questions that people are going to ask about the Lions,
right?
The free agents.
Oh, sure. But then, if he answers that and says, no, there's not a first-round quarterback in here, then when Tennessee takes Cam Ward, everybody's going to be like, Brad Holmes is throwing shade at Tennessee, and Cam Ward is terrible. And so, we won't really get answers. We'll get a lot of word soup, but
we'll get stuff to dissect.
He's been more forthcoming than most.
True. I want to throw a curveball at you, John. We are going to talk Tigers, but I want to show you this. This is a piece of paper left in the studio from a previous show. I don't know which show. Okay. It's comparing 2 Tigers and their stats. I don't know if this is from, I think Mark Ryan was on late last night, Wojo and Rieger, Stoney was in with Rico. It could be Carson Anderson. A show when we got off the air, someone did this by hand.
Is it this year's stats?
This year's stats comparing 2 Tigers. One of them is Riley Green. So someone was digging through to see, the slump he's in. The Tiger they compared him to, read that top name?
Well, whoever wrote that, their handwriting blows.
You don't like their handwriting?
I was just about to say, that's not Stoney, because I can read that.
Yeah, is that Javier?
Yes, that is Javier Baez.
And Riley Green, yes.
Not great if you're getting compared to Javi Baez.
Well, no, he's not being compared to Javi Baez. He's being compared to Javier Baez. And Javier Baez right now is a legitimate baseball player.
The comparison, this must have been before the game because Riley's got 28 strikeouts on this piece of paper. Mm-hmm. He's now up to 30, which leads the American League. He had 28 strikeouts coming in. Javi only has 9. Sorry, Javier only has 9.
Yeah, that's why I said he's a legit baseball player.
Yeah. What is your concern with Riley Green right now?
My concern is when you watch some of his strikeouts, he's chasing like Javi did last year. Maybe not in the other's batter's box, but anything that's dropping. I mean, he's swinging at curveballs that just drop off the face of the earth.
Feels like he's guessing.
Yeah, and it's just it's so uncharacteristic of what we have seen from Riley Green over the course of his young career. And you're again, go back to the Seattle series. That's who we thought that it's who we know Riley Green to be. But other than that 3-game stretch, and maybe there's 4, maybe there's another game, maybe it's the last game of the Dodgers. I don't remember exactly when he was hitting or not, but I know since then he's not.
Right. I think, Seattle, he had a couple nice games.
But it's the concerning part is the 30 strikeouts. Like, that is startling.
Yeah, I think it's 1 for his last 31 with 18 strikeouts. 30 for the season, more than Devers, who started the year in the tank.
It's so you look at Torque, and with Torque, he's got 25 strikeouts.
I was going to say, he's got quite a few too, but at least you're getting power.
But so that's my point. Even the good Torque, you're going to get swing and miss. But it doesn't feel like he is swinging and missing and guessing. It's just, hey, I'm swinging for the fences, and I just, closed my eyes and swung as hard as I could, kind of thing. But with Riley Green, it feels like it's much more of a mystery to him to how the pitcher is going to approach him.
Ticket texters are sleuths, are detectives. They know who did this comparison. And who wrote this? It's not Stoney.
It's not Stoney.
It looks like Rico's handwriting.
It is Rico. It was on the Stoney and Rico show. Stoney and Rico. The paper with the stats was Stoney and Rico.
Is that Stoney with Rico?
I don't know. Says I heard them bring it up yesterday. Stoney actually disagreed with Rico. It was amazing.
Sorry, Rico.
They could shot 7 minutes into the show.
He didn't.
No, they did. They butted. Apparently, this is a source of a big fight on the show.
Oh my goodness.
Fireworks. And Stoney will not be on the show the next 2 days.
You guys are bad.
Not following the format.
Just being honest.
What is there to fight about with this? I mean, these are numbers. There's no argument here. Riley Green is striking out worse than Javi Baez.
Javier and it's April 17th.
Yeah.
Okay, chill.
Yeah.
Let them try to work it out a little bit.
I think they will. I don't think they're going to cut Riley Green. They've already sat him for a day and bumped him down in the order. I don't think they're going to go to the extreme of removing him from the roster.
No, I wouldn't. No. Yeah, I was going to ask you the question: who goes first, Maeda or Riley Green? Because you can only DFA Maeda. You can't send him down. I think you could still send Riley Green down, can't you?
Yes, you can, John. What is your thought on, by the way, the last 2 days? Outscored 10-1 by the Milwaukee Brewers. Were we due for a step back here, or is there real reason to be concerned with the offense? As a whole, not just Riley Green.
I think they were just on a heater, and they just had a couple of bad games. I'm not going to sit here and overreact to it. Am I disappointed? Yeah. Was it a boring watch except for one home run by Spencer Torkelson? Yeah. Yes. It was near painful. And some of it was, okay, the bats, they haven't been opportunistic, which is something that we saw in the Dodgers series, right? It was 15, 1 for 15, I think was the number in one of the games. They had 15 runners in scoring position.
I think it was 0 for 15 on the opener.
It could have been 0 for 15. It was in runners in scoring position yesterday. It was 0 for 6. And so it feels like Trey Sweeney was always the guy that was up with runners in scoring position. He was 0 for 3. But it was more watching Kiter Montero. He didn't have bad stuff. He just made a couple of mistakes.
Yeah, they hit him up a bit.
And but when they made contact, like it was bombs to center field.
Which is, by the way, not the way the Brewers are built. They're more of a speed team. But if you give them stuff over the plate, these are major league ball players. They're going to make you pay.
I like the 8 strikeouts.
Sure. I don't know what they're going to do rotation-wise here, but it does fill into the philosophy that AJ spoke of this week. It's a 180-game season for them. They're looking at this as just not just a regular season, but beyond. Part of the reason Montero threw yesterday, the reason Montero threw yesterday was to extend some of these starters for the long season ahead.
I wonder if you gave him truth serum, and I understand if your concept is 180 game season, right? That includes the postseason for those that are struggling with math. If he's willing to concede or not concede,
I was going to say he fights
loss,
you on that. Words matter, John.
Yeah, but risk a loss,
increase your chances of losing
by starting Montero.
Yeah.
Just simply so you can get more innings out of Jackson or more games out of Jackson Jones because he might be on that innings limit this year. And if you're talking about 180 games instead of just 162.
But it's not just getting him, it's everybody to the finish line. The wear and tear on arms, teams are more sensitive to it now than ever before. And if you're listening going, it's soft, it's not how it used to be, fine, but it is how it is.
Right. I mean, you're only going 5 innings.
But it does set up the importance of this homestand now, right?
Yes.
They set these guys up. You got 4 games with the Royals. They're going to play the first place in all of baseball, San Diego Padres, and then they're going to the Baltimore Orioles, who are much better than the record suggests. John, 10 games at home coming up.
But I thought your record is who you say you are? No. What's that? How's it?
There's a Parcells thing, right?
Yeah.
You are what your record says you are, or who your record says you are.
I got Denny Green mixed up in there.
They are also 0-1 since you and Gov hopped on the 90-win bus.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But this 10-game stand.
You're such a dork.
10-game stand.
How many, that's 2 days in a row now I've called you a dork.
10
on
games.
Air.
10 games. Well, yeah, I was going to say, doesn't count the tally off air. Got a whiteboard over there with a bunch of slashes on it. 10-game homestand. If I gave you 5 and 5, you taking it?
No.
No.
No,
He's a gambling man.
I'm not a gambling man. I want more. And I think they can get more.
What do you expect then?
6 and 4.
Going to roll the dice for 1 win. Come on now.
Am I going to roll the dice? I'm rolling the dice
you
for
want 7,
a winning
8,
record.
9,
I want 10
yes.
10 and 0. Not realistic.
Say it with your chest, John.
Say it with my chest. I'll say it with my mouth.
248-539-97.
Hasn't said a lot of things.
We'll get to Dear John coming up at 6:35. Some life advice from John Jansen. Tigers homestand. Want to get your thoughts on what's coming up here. 10 games. Chance to make some noise. 97.1.
Hey, America's favorite place to watch baseball and playoff hockey, even though we don't have it here in Detroit, is Stadium Swim. Come on. Located at Circa Resort and Casino. Catch all the biggest games at a viewing experience built for us, the sports fan. Chill in one of the 6 pools on 3 different levels for a perfect view of the massive 40-foot tall high-definition screen. And we just learned yesterday, in August, we'll be out there, so make your plans now. It's located at Circa Resort and Casino in downtown Las Vegas, and it's right there on Fremont Street. Stadium Swim. Book your spot today at circalasvegas.com.
If you're injured in a car accident, you're looking for help. There's a law firm out there that really and truly cares. It's KG Law. I know Lawrence KG. I know his team, and it's true. It's not just their phone number, 877-KG-CARES. They're not cutting corners. 10 lawyers, over 35 legal professionals on staff. They're not skimping on money. They're equipped with plenty of manpower to get you the biggest settlement possible. If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, you need to call KG Law now. Visit kgcares.com. That's KAJY, kgcares.com. I didn't play that for the record. Wings played last night.
Oh, they did.
And they won.
Hey, good for them. Hey, you
for
play
those
a game, you got to win.
Yeah. For those that were unaware, they are still playing. They have one more game. They play Toronto, and then it's over. Okay. We'll move on.
We're there. Finish line.
I know. I think for a lot of us, season was already over, but yes, they still have one more game. They'll play the Toronto Maple Leafs. We got the 2 Grand Slam coming up at 7:25. Your chance to win $2,000. Dear John coming up at 6:35. In the meantime, we talked about the Tigers in this 10-game homestand coming up.
Yeah.
I asked you, would you take 5 and 5? You said, no, I think they can get a winning record here. Take advantage of some games against the Royals in the division.
Yep.
Some tough opponents coming up with the Padres and the Orioles. John, I've got the promotion schedule in front of me.
Oh, yeah, you told me you were going to say this. This is for all of the games, right?
Yes, I'll go through them all. And because 10 games, it got some good stuff coming. It starts on Thursday, today. You got Middle Eastern Heritage Night. Special ticket package includes Middle Eastern and North African heritage hats. On Friday, you've got Harry Potter Night.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Are they giving out wands?
It does not
Glasses?
say.
Glasses?
Like the Harry Potter glasses.
Oh, he wears glasses?
I've never seen Harry Potter, but he wears glasses, doesn't he?
Yeah, you got the scar.
Yeah, the scar, the lightning bolt scar.
Okay.
I mean, I've never actually seen a
Maybe
Harry
they'll
Potter.
give out the lightning bolt sticker, or they'll have face painters there for the kids.
A cape?
It doesn't. It just says Friday night party at the park, Harry Potter.
This is your chance to ask all the questions I usually ask you, Heather.
Now I feel like I'm Heather in the
Scarf!
news.
One of those scarves!
Oh, there you go. Or maybe you
Yeah.
pick your house. Isn't there? There's Gryffindor and Slytherin and Hufflepuff.
We've
and-
never seen it.
So I haven't either. But
You haven't?
But this is like
It's your
millennials.
generation.
I know they love Harry Potter, and I feel like an outcast in that way, John. That I haven't
You don't
seen.
fit in anywhere.
A misfit.
Saturday, they got
the
a
land of misfit toys, led by Jim Costa.
Saturday retro windbreaker for the first 15,000 fans.
Oh, I like that.
Looks kind of cool, actually.
Okay.
And special ticket package pickleball paddle covers.
Oh, just the paddle cover.
Just the paddle cover.
Oh, not the paddle?
No. Got to provide your own paddle, John. Sunday, Easter Sunday. It's Kids Day. Kids run the bases, that whole deal.
That's awesome. Love that.
Monday, Padres come to town. Michigan State night. You get that state snapback hat. They do the hats.
Yeah.
And, so you got that on Monday. Tuesday is the Grand Valley State night.
Oh, okay.
GVSU
Laker
hats.
night?
Yeah, Laker night. Wednesday is the Gibby Day game.
Yeah, that's the one we're going to be at.
We'll be there.
Yep.
Portion of every ticket supports the Kirk Gibson Foundation.
Mm-hmm. Hoping to get to meet him again.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah. He was nice. We talked after the show.
Oh, yeah.
He says, we got that day. Then the homestand continues. You got 3 more games. You have another Friday night fireworks, and that is a Polish American Heritage Night.
Okay.
Saturday, 26th, Kerry Carpenter Bobblehead Night. First 15,000 fans.
It's got to have the bandana, right? Or does it have his hat on?
I mean, I could zoom in. He's wearing a helmet. He's got the orange gloves. He's pointing up after a home run.
Okay, yeah. I mean, everybody remembers the Cleveland home run where he's running around the bases. I would think that they would put the bandana on him.
They did not. And then the final Sunday is another Chevy Kids Day.
A what Kids Day?
A Chevy Kids Day.
A
Chevy
Yeah.
Kids Day.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Kids 14 and under, face painting, free rides, Ferris wheel, post-game run the bases every Sunday.
When do we get an adult run the bases after the game? I want to see that. Especially if somebody, they might have to cut off the beer at the 5th inning.
We trip over the bases night.
They should. They did one with at Bark in the Park.
Where the dogs were on the field?
And I think they only did it once because all the dogs were pooping.
Well, that's what dogs will do.
Or peeing, which is probably worse, to be honest, for the field.
Yes, there could be a yellow spot. Yeah. Yes. But I would imagine, I mean, okay.
So that was fun.
I'll leave the jokes where they are.
I got to do that once.
You have to do what? Run the bases?
Yeah, with the dog. I brought my dog.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
I ran the bases with the dog.
It's fun.
It was fun. No, my dog did not poop, but I did witness lots of dogs using the bathroom right there on the field.
All right, let's get to Heather's news.
Well, Western Michigan hockey just won its first national championship in any sport since 1965. Big deal, right? And to celebrate, they're getting bobbleheads, of course.
Okay.
Official bobbleheads. They're courtesy of the National Bobblehead Hall of Fame and Museum, and they're now for sale on the museum's online store. There's only a few available, 2,025. So if you want to get them, get your hands on them now. One bobblehead features the school's mascot, Buster Bronco, and that's $40. And then the other features the official Western Michigan National Championship logo, and that one is $30.
All right. Hopefully they all have the right mascot, the right logo. Yeah.
I would imagine logo, so. Yes. Michigan's Danny Wolf is headed to the NBA draft and will forego his remaining eligibility. So Wolf announced his decision on Wednesday, calling the past year the greatest year of his life. He played his first 2 seasons at Yale before transferring to Michigan. And his NBA decision is really not a big surprise.
No.
But in his post, it was great. I mean, he wrote a nice post. He thanked Dusty May and the rest of the Michigan coaching staff. He thanked his, family and his coaches at Yale. And basically, he thanked everybody that has helped him throughout his basketball journey.
It's it's got to be a lot easier to rank your years when you're only 20 or 21. I mean, you're not really picking from that many. I mean, under 10 probably doesn't count. And so you really only, 1 through 10, you seemed like you got it made.
I know he was frustrating for Michigan fans at times with some turnovers, but it really worked out for both sides here. He got elevated from Yale. Michigan got back to some relevance and prominence, and now he goes to the NBA.
Good for him. Yeah. Good for him. A DoorDash driver is facing multiple charges after assaulting the owner of Amigo Street Tacos in St. Clair Shores. So this violent attack allegedly took place after the driver was denied a food order because of this dispute they got into over an out-of-order bathroom. I don't know exactly what went down or what the conversation was that initiated all this, but the driver attacked the owner, then left, then went back to the restaurant with some buddies to continue attacking this owner. The guy has been charged with aggravated assault, 5 counts of unarmed robbery, and the list goes on and on and on. Anger issues. Yeah. This is sad. A 64-year-old man from Livonia was killed in Ann Arbor Tuesday by his own gravel hauler.
Oh, no.
So police say the man was struck and found under one of his gravel hauler's trailers. So they believe he was the driver of the gravel hauler and was hit when he was reconnecting the front and rear trailers after he dropped off some sand at a construction site.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Awful story for sure. So police were investigating. Some roads were closed for a while, but unfortunately, this man died at the scene. The Groseal Parkway Bridge is closing in May for repairs, and I'm sure people are not going to be too happy about this because according to county officials, it will be closed to traffic for up to 8 weeks.
Oh, boy.
So it's going to be closed for a while. The bridge, which is only one of 2 ways to get on and off the island, will close to vehicles and pedestrians at 7 a.m. on May 1st, so it's right around the corner. All traffic will be directed to the toll bridge that they have, so cool.
Get your quarters ready.
Yeah. Well, my gosh, let's hope they have one of those just little passes, right? Goodness. So the length of the closure, they say, will really depend on weather conditions and delays, so it all depends, I guess.
Well,
but
the snow will be done in May, right? Right?
Yes. It better be.
I mean, snow will be done in May. Yeah. Listen to this. So police in Florida just pulled over a vehicle. This was this past Friday. It was flying. It was going 105 miles per hour in a 45 mile per hour zone.
Whoa.
Really, really fast. It turns out it was a bride who was late for her own wedding.
Oh, she was going to it, not running away from it.
She was going to it.
It's a good clarification.
Yes.
Yeah, so there was actually a male. She wasn't the one driving. There was a male driver. Told the officer, "We're actually on our way to a wedding." And when the cops asked whose wedding it was, the bride in the front seat said,
Mine.
"It's mine." I wonder if she was in her wedding dress. Like, I'm really, really late.
How
like,
late
I
was
gotta
she?
get going.
So the question is, why was she late?
And who was she with?
Who was she with?
Hopefully, it
Who's
was
this
her
guy?
brother, her father. Like,
John, I'm glad you asked this question. This is a category.
Yes.
It's a
Yes,
what?
it is.
A category.
That you would search on.
We know
I
what you-
get
we
what
got
you're
what you said.
saying. I get it. Hold on. Give me
It's
some
just
more.
a possibility. Concern, maybe.
Of course. You got another story?
Sure. So restaurants now they're charging a little bit more sometimes when you get your bill. They're adding like the auto gratuity
Yep.
is going to already be on there. Maybe there's places that like charge for ice. Or there's little things. If you look at your receipt, you might see something extra. Well, this is maybe something you probably wouldn't expect to see, but somebody shared a photo of a recent restaurant receipt showing that they were charged $5 for whining, for complaining. The customer says,
I fully support this.
I don't know. We don't know exactly what went down. So maybe this is it's he deserved to be charged $5, but he claims that the fee was added because he complained that he was served the wrong beer. Said, "Hey, this isn't what I ordered." I'm imagining it going that way,
Sure.
and they said,
You send it back.
"Okay, send it back." And then, yeah,
You're going to charge me for pointing out that you screwed up my order?
So pay attention to your receipts, I guess, when you go to restaurants.
I'm gonna start charging my kids.
For complaining?
Yeah.
Yeah,
For
me
whining?
too.
Yes. Yeah, they'll
For
get
not
that
eating
one,
the food
yeah.
I paid for. That's
Breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
what I'm going to charge them
The
for.
whining tax.
It's Heather with the news. Coming up next, it's Dear John. Some of the prompts. John, I'm not handy. Is college worth it? Did I get ripped off? And ruining a friendship and marriage. Oh, that last one. It's 97.1.
Hey, you guys, I couldn't be more excited because I just got my brand new hot tub from Beninati Pool and Spa. And not only did they help me pick everything out, they made sure I got the perfect hot tub for me and my family, and they made the process super easy, but they also came out to my house to deliver it. They installed it, and they're going to be there to help take care of all the maintenance as well, because they handle everything. So if you've ever thought about getting a hot tub, this is your moment. Beninati Pool and Spa is in Utica. It's right next to Jimmy John's Field. Plus, they have a brand new showroom in Clinton Township, right off M59 and I-94. So no matter which locations you go to, you're going to be met with a Beninati expert who will give you a personalized experience and help you find the right hot tub. And get this, if you mention my name, Heather, they're going to take $500 off your purchase just like that. Visit BeninatiPools.com or stop by Utica or Clinton Township and see why so many people, including me, love the Beninati experience.
In moments like this, we look to John Jansen to guide our lives. You can send in your questions, dearjohnjansen@gmail.com. A question about someone who's not handy. A question about if college is worth it.
Is that first one a girlfriend question?
John.
Sorry.
Question about getting ripped off.
Because of course you would say that.
Of course, that's where your mind goes.
That is what you would ask.
Was going. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I want us to have enough time to get to the last one because it's about ruining a marriage or a friendship or both. Let's start with whether it's not someone's handy.
All right. Dear John, my wife and I moved into our first house last fall, and with the weather getting nice, I'm excited to get outside and enjoy the backyard. The problem is it's just a big fenced-in rectangle of grass. I don't even have a spot for the grill. I want to upgrade the space, but I'm not at all handy. What's an easy way to do it in time for spring?
Oh, so if you don't want to mix the concrete, build a frame, which is not hard to do, you can find all of this stuff on YouTube, and it makes it very easy. You can put yourself a little pad out there, and but go get yourself some pavers. All right, and level it out. All right, it doesn't take a lot of handiness. Get a couple of bags of sand, a spade shovel, flat shovel, so that you can level it out. Put down some pavers, set your grill up, and you're rocking and rolling. That to me is the easiest go-to fix for the start of summer.
Sounds good to me. Yeah. I mean, YouTube. You can YouTube anything you want to do and find out how to do it. You could add a fire pit. That's super easy. And get the cute little chairs that go around it. That spruces things up a little bit. Mm-hmm. I don't know. This is a total question, John.
Make it a gas grill because there's some technique involved with the charcoal. Certainly some technique with the smoker. Get yourself an easy small grill. Start there. And then you can expand from that. Maybe you do get a pad poured, and maybe you do get a bigger grill, a couple of lawn chairs.
Get the string lights.
Yeah. Yeah, use the fence for something. Yeah, put a little string lights around there. That's a great idea.
This next one is college worth it? Dear John, our son is 16 and starting that college planning process, but recently I've been wondering if it's a good idea. We can help him with some of the cost, but if he gets into a good state school, he could graduate with 50 to 100 grand in debt. At 16, he doesn't even know what he wants to do. I'm not sure taking on that amount of debt makes sense unless you want to be a doctor or a lawyer. Should I encourage the trades or another route? Has college become a scam?
If you're going to be a doctor or a lawyer, your debt's going to be much larger than that.
No kidding.
If you get into a good state school, you're probably going to come out with a little bit of debt. I'm always going to promote and say you can never have enough education. You could certainly go the trade school route. There are a lot of great trade jobs out there where you can make really good money. And maybe it's go to trade school for, and start that career, build up some savings, and then you don't have to go to college right away.
Also true.
I know that is the traditional route, but you can do that, and while you're working, you can actually be working towards a degree as well. It doesn't have to be, I think so many people get stuck with, I graduate high school and have to go to college. That's, again, traditional. And it doesn't have to be just 4 years. You can do it over the course of 6 or 7 years. There's a lot of great programs at whether it's state school or it's community college that you can get your degree and while working.
I agree with everything you just said. And I definitely don't think college has become a scam. I do think trade schools are awesome. I did both. I went to college and I went to a trade school. So I'm a fan of both of them. But I think college is more than also about the degree. It's also about the experience you get from going. And I highly encourage it for everyone.
You grow up a lot when you move away from home. You're forced to. You get a little more freedom and you make mistakes and you grow.
That might be the key. Hey, you graduate high school and yes, you are going to move out, whether you're moving to college or you're moving to your own apartment, because it is about learning to manage your finances. Not that you're going to be perfect, not that you can't ask for advice. And then if, in a pinch, hey, maybe come home for a couple of months. But yeah, I think that might be the biggest thing. Is
the other option too is
get out of the house.
Community college too, if you're concerned about, hey, first couple years saving a little bit of money towards
that's a great
degree.
option as well.
Mm-hmm.
This next one. Did I get ripped off?
All right. Dear John, my husband and I took our 4-year-old to see the Easter Bunny at the mall, and they charged us $50 for a picture package and didn't allow us to take our cell phone pictures. Is this a normal going rate? Does this sound right to you?
it sounds a little steep, but I understand you can't use your own cell phones. Almost all of the Santas, Easter bunnies, if they're going to offer a picture package, that they do that.
This is not right. $50 to pay for the Easter bunny to get photos? This is crazy. This blows my mind. I read this and I was like, what?
Well, you went and saw the Easter bunny. How much was it?
It was free, Jim. It was free. It was a free experience.
Right. But did you get pictures professionally done, or did you take your own pictures?
I took my own pictures, and I would not want professional photos. What am I going to do with professional photos with them and the Easter bunny? Like, I'm not going to frame them and put them on my wall.
No, but I mean, we do it because it's just easier.
You just get like a digital copy?
Yeah.
So you can post them on social
and
media?
they give you a little thing, hey, here's your picture, and they got a little thing, 2025 Easter underneath it.
Nope.
So our church usually has some sort of Easter activity. It's this Saturday they're having something. They usually have an Easter bunny there. It's awfully creepy looking, by the way.
They usually are.
That's a great opportunity for us back in the day when the kids were younger. They're not going to do it now.
Yeah.
That'd be weird. But to get a freebie with the cell phone, that's absurd. Everything.
I agree.
I'm curious, what is easier for kids? Because Teddy is not a huge fan of this situation, whether it's Santa or it's the Easter bunny. This year for Santa, he was much more comfortable and went up and sat next to him and did the whole Santa thing. The Easter bunny, to me, has always been the harder one because it's a creepy bunny, right? I mean, it's a giant animal. It's not an old guy in a Santa suit.
I don't know.
I'm creeped out by it.
My kids love the Easter bunny.
It's like going to sit next to a clown.
I've got pictures on my phone. I will show you here where Anna was probably 4.
Yeah.
And there's a definite distance between her and the Easter bunny in the picture.
Oh, yeah.
And then the next year she's sitting right by him.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Teddy sat next to the Easter bunny, would not look at the Easter bunny, but would turn his head towards the camera and just out of the side eye, he gave the camera the side eye so that he could say he was looking at it.
So cute.
So while we were talking, I did look this up. A local mall in the area, packages start at $40. And you could pay as much as $60 for the A-plus package. Yeah. But the visits are free. It's just the photos you got to pay for, Heather.
Yeah.
Stupid. No, you're being ripped off. There's another mall in the area that has a great Easter bunny that I went to that's free.
Okay. Shop around.
All right.
This last one. Ruining a friendship or a marriage. Dear John, a couple weekends ago, I went out for drinks with some friends and their wives. I'm single, and this is important because after a few drinks, one of the wives started to get really flirty, playful touches, etc. When I tried to leave the situation, she admitted she's always had a crush on me. To answer John's question, yes, she's hot, but nothing happened. I shot her down. Now I'm in the awkward spot because I know I need to tell my friend, but it'll be messy. She'll probably deny it or blame me. It could ruin our friendship. If he believes me, I'm going to ruin their marriage. For extra context, we've known each other since high school. We're now in our 30s. What do I do?
Where was he when this was going on? Like, I mean, maybe he was doing the same thing somewhere else.
Maybe they're in an open marriage?
Yeah, Jim.
Don't look at me. Help the guy out.
This one hit too close to home? I don't know. I'll offer to go on a cruise.
You tell your buddy.
You got to tell your buddy. Mm-hmm. And if this is happening with you, it's probably happening with some other random dudes.
Yeah.
And it's not gonna be easy conversation, but he's probably gonna find out one way or another at some point. Can you imagine if he found out this and you were not saying anything, and then all of a sudden he's gonna question you and think that maybe you away on a business trip you stopped by.
You have to say something, even if he's not your friend immediately.
Hot. Yeah.
Long term, he'll be your friend if you tell him.
Yeah.
I bet he wouldn't be that. I mean, if she's doing this, maybe they're having a relationship issues already.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, you definitely got to tell him.
Yeah.
Ugh.
It's a hard truth, but got to say it.
And that's Dear John. Send in your questions. DearJohnJansen@gmail.com. It's 97.1.
At First Merchants Bank, they believe the real value comes from building strong relationships and communities. With their new branch opening in the Fitzgerald neighborhood of Detroit, First Merchants Bank is excited to offer a banking experience that's welcoming, attentive, and dependable. They offer an easy-to-use, secure, and highly rated app that makes everyday banking a breeze, allowing you to manage your accounts on the go. Their local, attentive bankers are your partners in success. And since they are local, they understand your needs better. They take the time to get to know you, give sound advice, and provide solutions that work for you. In fact, that's exactly what they've done for me over the years and for me and my family, and why they're a personal financial partner to me. With a passion for fostering community development, their team is committed to helping you and your neighborhood prosper. Experience the difference of banking with an award-winning bank that truly cares about your financial journey. Visit firstmerchants.com/Fitzgerald to learn more about how they can support you as well. First Merchants Bank, helping you prosper. Visit firstmerchants.com/Fitzgerald, member FDIC.
2 runs enough for the Brewers. 5-1 victory yesterday. Tigers lose the series. Got a 10-game homestand starting today against the Kansas City Royals. That's Dan Dickerson on the call. We've got Ticket Text reacting to Dear John. The first one just says, big fan of the theme song.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I like it too.
It's funny you guys will spend $50,000 a year on a state college, but won't spend $50 to see your kids see the Easter Bunny. Now that's a laugh.
Oh, really?
Wait,
They're completely different.
You said $50,000 a year to go to a state college?
It's not $50,000 a year.
No. Yeah.
But the point
was you would
is
shell
that,
out money for but college.
yes, I would shell out money for college and
course.
education
as opposed to a photo with a creepy costumed rabbit
that you're never going to use or hang or print. Yes, 100%.
Sure, Colin doesn't mind spending $50 on gummies or some pre-rolls, but a picture of your kid is way over the top. It comes down to priorities, guys.
I just said I got the picture of my kid and a video for free. I'm not paying $50 when I can get it for free down the street. That's ridiculous.
Right. But there's also a lot of people, me included, that I'm not, every time I take a picture, I have to take 100 of them, and my wife will look at all of them and go, you are terrible at taking pictures. And
sounds like a you problem.
There's no question. So I'll pay the
very good at taking pictures.
30, 40, $50 because I'm not great at taking pictures.
So I'm looking again at this photo package, and for $40, you don't even get digital downloads. You have to pay up to get you want the digital photos. It's 2025. What
the
am I going to do with
ones
wallet photos?
Yeah, I mean, if the kid is young enough, right, you're giving one to grandma and grandpa. They put them on the fridge.
You get 4 wallets and 2 4x6s for $40.
The 4x6s are the ones
Who's carrying
really
wallet
good.
photos around?
No one. The wallet
ridiculous.
pictures go on the fridge.
Oh, we don't even have a magnetic fridge. It's stupid.
You don't?
No.
Oh, no. They have somebody that gets their drinks for them.
No, our fridge just isn't magnetic.
Yes, it's in the butler's pantry.
How is your I've never heard of this. A fridge is not magnetic?
No, it's not.
No, there are some. We have a fridge that's magnetic, and we love our children, so we put pictures of them up.
Okay.
Heather's ashamed of the children.
I frame my photos and put them on the wall, John.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, it's getting a little hot.
But
John
not
and
of the
Heather,
Easter
who
Bunny.
loves their kids more?
This would be a good saga to follow. Ticket text on the college question. Says trade school 100%. Not only do you not have the debt, some trade schools will pay more than the majority of careers that need a degree. Mike in Waterford.
Oh, sure.
That can make a lot of sense.
Not only that, but if you find and you get an apprentice job, they'll pay for the trade school.
Like I say this as someone who grew up with a teacher for a mom.
Mm-hmm.
To pay what it costs to go to college to make what teachers make, you are better off going to a trade school. You are better off learning a skill.
Yeah, but then you don't get your summers off.
You don't agree with that?
I don't. I mean, I went to school for teaching. I was a teacher, and I would not change that for anything. It's not just about
Teaching is brutal now.
I understand,
you are fighting
which is
with
why
the
I'm no
parents as
longer
much as
in
the,
it.
Right.
Yeah, but again, I say it snidely every once in a while that it's summers off, but it is summers off, but most teachers will actually work in the summer as well, and it's good retirement.
Oh, I want us to have good qualified teachers. I wish we took care of them better.
Sure.
So Connor, my 15-year-old, is pretty much already settled on going to trade.
Okay.
Probably.
What's he want to do?
Probably electrician.
Cool.
That can change. He's got a few years to change that, and if he wants to change it, great.
He can be an apprentice in the Stoney household. Change all their light bulbs for him.
Full-time job.
Yeah.
Yes.
And change the furnace filter too. He could do that.
He does it like 6
Is Stoney
times
not
a year.
able to change a furnace?
No,
filter?
Stoney has a furnace technician come out, and it's like his furnace gets an oil change, is what he called it.
No.
Yeah, I'm serious.
Well, you should have your
Of course,
unit
maintenance.
serviced.
Yeah, but
Thank you, John. Come on.
I started laughing before I said I was not trying to set it up like that, but yes, you should have all of your
Equipment. It's not any better. It's not any better. On the guy who needs help upgrading his backyard, Texter said, hell no, the leveling alone for a decent side paver pad is not something anyone should try. Buy the material, use the Angie app, and find a well-rated landscaping company. Have them do it and install it. You won't regret it.
Yeah, sure. Whenever you have somebody that has done it before, but you don't always have to do that. It is not that difficult. I'm not giving you something that's that hard.
And he wanted it done quickly, and he wanted to do it himself. Whoever wrote in that question.
Yeah.
On the last one about whether you tell your friend that his wife was hitting on you. Don't tell the friend. Don't get with the wife. Leave this thing behind and stay away. It's better to let somebody else ruin their marriage than you, because you'll never talk to your friend again if it's you.
I mean, I'm very straightforward, and this happened, right? He may have actually seen it happening. He was there. He was in the building. What was he doing while?
Maybe he's grabbing a drink or something. I don't know.
Yeah, or grab something else. I don't know.
Oh, John.
geez.
I mean, well, if he's not paying attention to his own wife,
right? If she had been sauced up and was.
But it sounds like these two had known each other. He said since what, high school?
High school.
So, I mean, maybe the husband was like, okay, they are friends. They've been friends since they were teenagers. It's okay if I'm hanging out with the other guys for a minute. Like, he might not have.
But
do you know what I mean?
You glance over and they're standing a little bit closer than friends should stand.
And her hands on his
trust me, I don't care how
thigh
close a friend you are. That there's a friend
get it. I
zone.
agree with you. I do agree with you. I'm just trying
Buffer.
to.
It's crazy, though. Another person said the same thing. I disagree with John. No way you tell your buddy. You chalk it up if she was drunk, flirty, not in control of her facilities. If she's done it with you, she's done it before. I'm sure he's aware, and you risk ruining a friendship you had forever. I think you tell your buddy.
Yeah.
Some more ticket text to round this out. You can also join the military, talking about college, free education while on active duty, plus the GI Bill, skill education, Kevin and Canton. Wow, Heather sounds really high maintenance, Dave in Sterling Heights.
Because I'm not going to pay $50 to see the Easter Bunny?
Yeah, so
Wait, why is that high maintenance?
That's not high maintenance.
I don't know. Is it just the way that I'm saying things? Because people get me so wrong. I'm
Tone,
like the least
do they?
time. Yeah, I'm not high maintenance at all.
I
But
mean,
is it because of what you think? You think I'm high maintenance?
I didn't say that. I'm just this comes up occasionally and frequently, actually.
I don't understand why. I think it's just the way that I come across.
Welcome to my world. Tone hurts. You can get in trouble with your tone. The way you say it. Not what you say,
Yes.
the way you say it.
Okay, I'll try to
what you
change.
say, it's how you say it.
John reminds me of that daily. Last ticket text. Brooke in Canton. My sister-in-law is a teacher. She's still paying her student loans at 35 years old, doesn't teach anymore. I made more than her as a server. In fact, my sister, who had the best grades out of all the siblings, went to college and down there.
Oh yeah, yeah, and there are some likely candidates that